All right, Microsoft Forms. This time I'm going to show what we can do with new quiz. So a form already, we saw it with a weeks menu. For instance, I give a choice and the person can answer. So if I send you 200 people, I will collect all the responses in a nice Excel spreadsheet. So a quiz is a bit different because we can also collect responses, but this time we're going to show them what response they should have answered. So that's usually when I don't want to just send a feedback, I actually want to assess people. So it could be because I want to check their knowledge. So for instance, I'm going to say digital marketing knowledge check. So I'm going to send this quiz to people just to make sure that they have understood our course. So I'm going to select a little theme first of all. Let's do this one and let's add a question. So the question, for instance, after a training would be making sure they understood one of the points. So I have a few questions here. So let's say I want to make sure they understood what's the very first thing they should be doing when they think of going to create a business online. So do they need to find angel investors? Do they need to define business goals? Or go to the bank, etc. Or even starting a marketing campaign, why not? So I'm going to make it required because I really want people to answer this, my whole quiz. Of course, I'm going to go and do a new question, and here I would say, how can you create a website quickly? And for instance, I'm going to say use Squarespace, use WordPress, call a WordPress developer, and then use Google My Business to create a website. So the point of all these questions is that when I answer them, I'm going to say, yeah, I can do some of them. Maybe I'm going to do multiple choice, by the way, because in this case, second question, I can have all of them. If I want to, maybe the first one easier. Then I submit. I can see my results, and I just come back, but I still don't know what's the correct one. Yeah. So now I want to show my students that actually the correct answer should have been this one. But if they pick this one, I'm also going to tell them like, wait a minute before thinking about money. And if I'm going to say the same for that one, so that would be a little bit zealous. And then if they want to start a campaign before anything, I would be like, start with the ID. Right. And of course, we need to have a business goal before we go online. So that's the correct choice. Well done. I was saying I could do multiple answers as well. So let's test this, preview. So now if I select something else and I select define business goals, I'm going to say Squarespace, submit. Again, I forgot the settings. So if I go back to my settings, I had this option, one response per person. Don't really care about this. I want my users to be able to answer that many times. So this time I click submit. It's telling me like, great, thank you for this. You don't really have to check your results, but if you do, then it tells you why you got it wrong. So this one is correct, whereas this one is not correct. And you go back to your results or your response. Thank you. I can do it again. So let's try this. I'm going to try this and this. And let's go to view results. Now it's telling me that I got it correctly. Notice that this one, I didn't give a correct choice or not. So it could be that I'm assessing that it doesn't really matter how many points I'm going to give for this answer because all questions are correct. So we have a point system here. So if I go back to my design, I could have said that if you answer correctly to this one, you're going to get 25 points. And if you answer correctly to that one, you actually get 0 because I didn't really care. It was a fake question. So you could actually make your assessment with different points and all that directly in Microsoft Forms.